Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how you can beat the Super Saiyan God SS Vegeta, Blue Zone, Magnificent Spectacle, whichever way you want to call it, but basically how you can complete that event, essentially without any items, and that includes no support memories, because even though support memories and support items are validated sometimes, or support memories especially, as not support items by the game missions, we're still not allowed to use them because otherwise people on Reddit will say that we're just not that good. So it's one of those things that we have to deal with. Now, in terms of no items, I think overall for me, definitely there is some very top teams for no iteming. You get superheroes, of course, with Double B Scarhan providing you a brilliant platform to use all your other strong units off of. I think Universe 7 is also very up there. Double Tech MUIs, Strength MUI, AGL MUI, Int Vegeta, the Int 17, the Physical 17 Frieza, Physical Blue Boys. I think they're very good. I think you have the so those two super units, and then I think you have movie bosses. Movie bosses, I think, probably supersede super bosses right now. You have AGL Burly, Double Tech Burly, which is probably the big thing. Strength Turles, pretty good. You can use super bosses Frieza, you can use AGL Golden Frieza, you can use a lot of units pretty much that are all really top. And then we also have whatever comes out with part 2. So that includes Easy A's, potentially for Tech Burly, the original one, and also for Super Easy A's, also potentially for Strength Burly. So we could end up with a very Burly heavy movie bosses lineup. We also have Burly Chilai Lemo, one of the better Easy A's I think that have ever occurred, because of their flexibility with support capabilities. And so yeah, I think in general we have a pretty good team that we can run. So for me, there is definitely an appeal to running a team like this, and I think like for me is really helpful to have kind of these various teams. Movie bosses feels very good. So movie bosses for me, a very strong team, like very strong. A couple of things I really like about it. So yeah, AGL Burly's great, got a great domain. Tech Burly, an amazing, absolutely amazing tank that you can use on both rotations. Then we've got Int Burly, who a lot of people don't like. I like him just because he's pretty cool and he does a ton of damage. And then we have Chilai Lemo, great support. Turles, great support. And so yeah, just really good stuff. Like overall, just a really strong, capable, powerful team that has a lot of really good units. And I think the thing I like the most about movie bosses is that outside of Tech Burly, who you can just leave in the first slot pretty much, the rest of the units are all pretty flexible when it comes to positioning. So Turles is like a floating support, can also be a second slot unit if you activate big bad bosses. You've got Int Burly, who can just kind of do his thing. You've got Burly Chilai Lemo, who are a good floating unit, who also create orbs and do a lot of really good stuff. You've got AGL Burly, who you probably want to keep on the second slot, but he looks so much better now, behind the fact that he doesn't have to, like, AGL Burly doesn't have to do much. Like, he's not being asked to tank during his domain skill or anything. I mean, you can still if you want to, but he doesn't have to. He can just be second slot now alongside Tech Burly and just really output a ton of damage. So it's really good. I do think double Tech Burly is stronger than having double AGL Burly, because I think personally Tech Burly is one of the better tanks, if not the best tank in the game. and I think he really makes life a lot easier, or at least he's up there with Beast Gohan. So I think for me that's really really good. And then couple on to this, you could probably throw on Cell Max, and I think like overall just a very very good combination of units. Honestly speaking, very nice, very very cool. I think ultimately there's a very solid, I think there's a very solid basis for all of these units, and I think they work really well. I think they have good synergy together. So I'm very happy for all of this to function well and look well. And I think this team has great synergy. There's not a lot that you have to do. I think the team comes together quite nicely. I think it puts everything together quite nicely. I don't think it has a lot of necessary restrictions. I think it's quite unconditional. So you get a lot of bonuses if you are facing Pure Saiyans in that, especially for Int Broly. But generally speaking, this team is going to perform well in pretty much all of the blue zones. Even the red zones, it'll be fine. Like, I don't think there's a red zone it can't beat. Realistically, a pretty good fun time, if I do say so myself. I think, there'll be fights. Like, I think Kibu definitely causes problems. But I think ultimately, this team still functions to a really good level. And I think, for me, I don't know, I have a very, good opinion of this team. And I do think it's, one or two, really good, really, really good units. Doesn't even have to be a really good unit. I actually just think it's, one unit away from being, an amazing team. I do think, ultimately, for me, the only thing holding this team back is that unfortunately AGL Turles did not get guard or any kind of damage reduction or evasion. If AGL Turles had something like that, then he would be incredible. The team would have literally all three sports it needs, and it would look great. I think Turles just came out too soon to really fit in and be the floating sport that we all kind of want him to be. But I think, but ultimately, a really fun team to run, really cool to run, and I enjoyed it. It was cool. Obviously, it's not the hardest blue zone, but I gotta complete all of them for the channel eventually. So, but that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, and bye.